Let's talk about the hottest thing ever right now that everyone seems to be talking about. No, it's not GameStop. No, it's not Bitcoin. No, it's not Elon Musk. It's Clubhouse. If you guys haven't heard already, Clubhouse is an application currently only offered on iPhone that started about last year and really boomed recently, probably as a result of Elon Musk hosting a room in it. But essentially, it is a audio-only chat room service. You might think, why would I need an audio chat room only? I have a phone for that. The difference between this and, let's say, a Zoom, where you could start meetings or start chats, is that there is a live feed of meetings that people that you follow are on, or topics that you've chosen that you're interested in are on, and you could join them as long as they're a public room. Once you go inside the app, it's split into two sections. There's an audience section and a speaker section. While you're in the audience section, you could tap the little hand icon in the bottom right, raise your hand, and get pulled up by a moderator to become a speaker. Once you become a speaker, you could talk whenever you want, partake in the conversation. Essentially, it's like a live podcast that you could join as a speaker as long as the moderator lets you. I've heard people describe it like you are listening into someone else's phone conversation. I think the original intent of the app was to create an atmosphere where you could listen to famous people talk in a podcast setting, but also feel like you're part of the conversation, increase work productivity, enable networking. But this app has exploded into a social hub of people dying from being COVID restricted and unable to meet new people, going across borders to engage in fun, genuine, all across the board conversations with each other. As I'm sure all of you guys know, as a talker and as someone that's always talking and want to talk and need people, but sadly due to Corona, my extrovertedness has been restricted. Clubhouse has been awesome. As many people can attest, it's highly, highly addictive. People are always on. I've heard that people have looked at screen time and gasped, realizing that they've spent double-digit hours on the app on certain days. I think a funny result of this is app usage of other apps have gone down. There's already rumors developing that Facebook, as they always do, are in the works of copying this because Facebook usage, Instagram usage has gone down because everyone is on this app. I've heard YouTube views are going down because people aren't watching YouTube anymore. They're listening to people talk or partaking in the conversation. As someone who's been on the app for a week, I think the merit of this app runs in a wide variety of ways. Outside of the COVID influence and people being stuck alone, this enabling them to meet new people, engage in conversations with people that they would have never met otherwise. I think the invite-only part also is a big boost of why it's so popular. Obviously, people thrive on working off FOMO and they want to be part of this exclusive club. Currently, people only get 2 invites to start with, and as they become more active, you get sent more requests that you could send out. There's also this weird aspect of the fact that because our digital footprint is so large and you could link your Instagram and Twitter to the app, there is a bit of credibility that comes with what you're talking about, who you are. So people tend to be relatively and surprisingly manneristic while they're on the application. You would expect a room of 100 people talking all at once to be chaotic and people being rude to each other, but people are pretty good about taking turns talking, respecting others' opinions, giving feedback to what people want to talk about. Another big part of this application that I think really works is leveling the playing field between the people that are common folk like you and I and people that are celebrities. I've been in a couple rooms where celebrities were talking, they were moderators, and they brought up audience members and spoke to them as if they were just friends. And I think this ability to really narrow the gap between the celebritydom and the fans enhance the opportunity, and you feel like there's so much opportunity for you to engage in these conversations with celebrities that you never got the ability to. And I think it's a little different from Instagram Live or even Cameo, where you're still feeling a little bit of distance. It's not so much that you're interacting, it's relatively one way, and you're not on the same level of the platform. You're just seeing someone stream and commenting on it or buying the ability to have someone wish you a happy birthday. This is you genuinely engaging in the conversation with the individuals. I do think a couple hurdles that they do need to jump after a week of use, and this is more of a compilation of what I've heard from people. But one, something that they really need to start considering is around age. I don't know how they do age restrictions. I've heard that if you're under 17, you can't get in, but I'm sure there's ways around it. There's ways to create private rooms, and I could see this being used in very wrong ways, so I think they really need to figure out how they're gonna work with minors being in the application. I think that is huge. Number 2, I think if you're someone that's not interested in talking and people that just would like to listen as a radio or overhearing someone else's phone conversation, it's good. But there are people that I think want to partake, but it's hard for them to jump into conversations. And there's not really a methodology that shows once you're a speaker that you would like to talk. It's more of the moderators or those with the loudest voice saying, hey, Brian, would you want to come into the conversation? And in most of the cases that I've been part of, the moderators are very nice. People that are already talking notice when a new person joins and they want to interact with them. But I think there are cases where people are kind of left out, perhaps not forcefully, but it's hard for them to engage. Third, on a business perspective, and I'm sure they're grinding their gears against this, and perhaps there's already articles on this, but I'm not sure how they're going to make money off this application. There are no advertisement capabilities currently as far as I'm concerned. It's not like YouTube where you could have an advertisement prior to the chat starting or in the middle. I'm sure they could suddenly pause it and say there's an advertisement coming, but that would defeat the purpose of a live communication, a live conversation. My one idea that I did have that I'm sure they're considering is selling this to corporate accounts and having this be a work from home chat conversation application that you could turn on and act like you're working together at the same time. This does work very well, in my opinion, more than Zoom, because in Zoom half the time you have the video off anyways, but here the conversations are crisp. I think they really focused on making sure that the audio quality was high. They do have some server capabilities, and I have been dropped before in terms of not being able to connect properly, but once I'm on, it sounds better than a phone call. Bottom line, I think it's awesome. It is addictive. There's definitely room to grow, but it's a very young application. It's recently booming. I'm sure they have a lot to figure out. They're using us as test rats basically to let them know the things that need to be improved, the extra features that we would like. I'm excited for what it has for the future. I've already met incredible people on the platform. I've gotten a lot of advice on YouTube, on my life, and just random things. Another fun aspect of this app is realizing how good people are at talking, how diverse people are. It's an exciting time. So if you guys are interested, I don't think I plan on hosting any rooms or anything. Follow at Brian Judd. Maybe I'll get too addicted so I'd have to delete it like I did with Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook. One last funny thing is based on y'all's feedback, I've been relatively famous for doing an Obama impersonation on the app. So that's a cool benefit that I've had from this. Thank you guys for letting me know of that ability. That's all I gotta say, and I know that I usually never say comment below. I just think that's a cliche thing to do, but because I'm genuinely curious, if you guys have used Clubhouse, let me know in the comments below features you guys think should be added, features that they should get rid of, features they should improve. I'm just curious what people are thinking in terms of how this application is being used. It's been a good week. It's been a great week. Hope everyone is also having a great week. Let's go. And as always, see you guys in the next video.